I can know you now. Okay, guys, can you see my screen? Just, I need one thumbs up. Anyone can see my screen? Give me a thumbs up. Perfect. Thank you so much, Cora. Okay, before I start today's lecture, Hamish, nice to meet you here. So before I start my lecture for today, anyone has a question concerning the course syllabus or what we have already discussed before? Go ahead before we start the new material. So anyone here has any question? Or concerning what we have already discussed the last time, or the course syllabus, I'd be happy to answer his or her question. Okay, it seems that we don't have any question for today concerning the last lecture. So today, since we have already agreed the last time that today we will start with, or our course will be based on PHP programming. So we need first to learn the syntax of PHP, and then we will go ahead using the syntax. We'll start building a dynamic website with the connectivity with the database. After we will be more familiar with the code syntax. So as we have already started last time talking about the variables of PHP, how we declare it. And the last time we said that variable declaration, it is somehow special comparing to other desktop programming language that we know like before, like C++ or Java. Can anyone here or any volunteer who is here can tell me what was special concerning PHP variables that we have already discussed last time? Any volunteer? So, yeah. So just can raise your hand. I see that Cora, her kiss is raising her hand. So, Hamish, go ahead if you want to say something.
Yeah, like $sign in the beginning of a very is
$sign, perfect. What else? So, no worry. Hamish said that we have when we are going to declare a variable in PHP, we should use a $sign. This is right. So what else we learned in the last time, and we will do the practice with each other. We see that there are some special concerning the PHP we are not familiar comparing to other programming language. Anyone also can tell me about it? Yeah, I have some guys here. Yes, Mainkan, Maink Insan.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, actually, yeah, in the last class we learned that in PHP when we add the variables, like we can add a string and an integer on the same time.
Perfect. So to rephrase it, that what you want to say to us, that there is no need to declare a variable type when we declare a variable in PHP, not like Java or C++, that we have to give a special type to this variable. So just we make a $sign before the variable name, and then we can put any type of this. Is it correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes. This is one of the most important aspect concerning PHP declare a variable, that you don't have to declare a type. It will take any kind of value after you declare a variable. And this is one of the powerful aspect in PHP. And you can see this in most of the scripting language. It's okay, Ramnik. So today we will start. Sahib, do you want to add something, or you have a question or whatever?
No, I just wanted to add something. Another thing that we learned was that the double quotes, they act like the dot operator, like in Java. Like the double quotes in the string, they act like the dot operator.
You are correct also, concerning the concept of double quotes, yeah. Okay. So today we will continue, as I said at the beginning, to learn more about the syntax in PHP. We will first learn the different syntax And then we go ahead and see how we can use the syntax, as I said, to create a dynamic website. So as we do always in different programming language, so after we talk about variables, we can talk about about control structures, looping. So in PHP, there are some similarity between PHP and other programming language. For example, if we talked about if-else, the same like Java and C++. So you put if, condition, statement, else, the same. No, I think that most of us are familiar with this. There is nothing changed about it. So you will have if-else statement. And if you have more than one statement that related to the F1, for example, like here we have only print, so there is no need for the braces, but if you have more, you have to put to add braces. So almost the same like other programming language that so far we know about it. Here, else if, also the same. So we have if, else if. I'm going with it because I know that you are familiar with this because most of you have already finished some basics programming courses before we start with this. So like Java, C++, we have if else, or we can have if else if whenever we want this multi-way. When we have condition statement, we want to execute a statement based on a condition. Like here, we want to print a small when there is variable x less than 2. So in this case, I can use if else, like you have already all learned before in the different programming courses before. Now, this is maybe you can see it in Java also, which is we can say it is a shorthand. We name it ternary. That rather than writing if then else, so rather than writing if message greater than 100, then in this case, we will go ahead and put it large, else small. So then, which means here, then equal message BR. Here again, we talked about a message here. So this is, if I want to write it in other way, we're talking about ternary here. What I said ternary, which means as a shorthand. So the same one, this is, if I will want to write it using if else, I will say if dollar www greater than 100 dollar message equal large. Else, which means that if it is not greater than 100, else message equals small. When then writing this if-else statement, we can have a shorthand writing here, like this, just one line of code. So we can say message equal. When we use this, we are talking about the conditions. When we use this operator, we are talking about the else one. And I have already written this. So based what I have already discussed so far, what is the output of this code? Brainy is asking, what is the output of this code? It's so easy. Yes, perfect. I have volunteer also. So, Kura, go ahead.
For the first message, it is large.
So first large, as we said here, first here, large. Yeah. And then, yes, we will have odd, another also here. Based on this 1, 2, 3, so it is, when it is greater 100, so this is applicable. 1, 2, 3 modulo by 2 is, if it is modulo by 2 equals 0, which means that it is event, we can print event. However, it is not an even number, so we will print odd. The same scenario here, so we will have this as an output. Thank you so much, Kura. Okay, now let's go to the switch case. So I think that's also you are familiar with this from other programming language. Switch case, we use it in the other control structure when we will have the same variable that we want to have to make this control structure have different values. And then for each value, we'll execute a special statement. Like here, switch page. So in this case, we can see here, switch case home, then do the statement, case about, do the statement, case news, do the statement, whatever that you can do, have different statements. So we can do it, then each time we finish, go ahead to break, and we can add one a default, which means that if there, it will not deem one of these values will go to the default one. Can I rewrite this code having the same output without using switch? Can I do it? My question says that, can I rewrite the code rather than using switch something else? Who's talking? Kura, go ahead, Kura.
Yes, using if else.
Perfect, thank you so much. Yes, so I can use if else in this case. However, if else statement will if I go to switch one or go to if else, so I said if else, not then if else, if else. Which one it's better to use it? Both are correct. Which one is better to use it? To use if else or to use a switch?
It would actually be better to use the switch case.
Why? Why Arshdeep?
Because you just have to write the code once. While writing the if else statement, you have to make a proper statement each and every time you're checking the code.
So you mean that it's just the change about how we write the code, or also there is more advantages when you are correct. Switch is better in this case. So is it just only the way we write the code it will be better, or there are more reasons in this?
I guess it's just easier.
Okay, thank you so much.
You don't have to compare the statement each and every time.
This is very important. This is very important about you don't have to compare the statement. I will hear with somebody else and we will talk more in the discussion about it. I think that Sarnish, that he's the first raise his hand. Go ahead.
So it's Saransh.
Saransh, yeah. I should. I will write your name here and I have to practice many times during the day till I got it. I swear I will do it.
Yeah, it's fine. Like there's no A after the N.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm with the name. It's not easy to me that I would change a name. Then after that, I have already memorized. But I have to do it. This is a good practice to my mind, so I will do it.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay, so the switch case is better, as said by Arshdeep, because in if else the code has to be the compiler or any other thing has to go through each line of the code and compare it. Whereas in switch case, you just enter the number and just tally it to that number.
Okay, so in this case, let's do it. Let's talk about it in a more professional way. So we are talking about the complexity of the code.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by the complexity of the code? That you are going to have more time to execute this code, because each time you will go to if the first condition means that's no, then you will go to compare to another condition, no, then you compare to the third condition, then you compare to the fourth conditions. However, here, knowing the value, then you will go up to this and then execute this one. So in this case, will be switch is better using comparing to if else. Other guys have already said this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, because given large quantities of data, if else is...
It increases the complexity of the code. And one of the most important parameters we have to consider whenever we will have more than one choice to write our code, we will go to the less complex code and choose it as an option. Because when we are going to make an assessment to a code, which if you have two code do the same issue, give us the same output, maybe I think there is a course, yes, there is a course in the ULV, according to your study plan, talk about algorithm and data structure, talk more about the complexity of the algorithms.
Yeah, data complexity.
Yeah, so it's not only data complexity, it is algorithm complexity. which means that when we talk about the algorithm complexity, we talk how much compilation or how much statement or comparison you are going to do it. So in this case, we can say this algorithm is less complex compared to the other one. So we will go to the less complex one in this case. Okay, let's continue. So now, after we finish the concerning if-else statement and switch, we name it control structure, part of the control structures. So let's talk about loops. I think that also all of you so far are familiar with this. So when we talk about loop, the first loop will go either for loop or while loop. And what I mean by while loop as a 0, 1, which means that we will see later the do while. So the while one, it will check the condition before we'll go to execute the internal statement. If the condition from the beginning is not satisfied, we will execute nothing. This is why we name it zero trip, that the condition comparison will take place before the execution of the statement. We will see later in the do while, we will execute the included statements, then we will double check the condition in this case. So here, we can see that while we got x equal 1, while x less or equal 5, do this statements. If you see here in the echo, as we said before, you can go ahead and echo put HTML code, and also you can code variable, then the value of this variable is going to be printed out. So according to what we know about while, what is the expected output in this case? Any volunteer? It's too easy. No volunteer, I will choose volunteer. No. I need more people to be here. So, okay, I will go to Mank Insan.
Yeah, it would just print the numbers from 1 to 5 with the print statement like increment number 1 and then the hello world. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So we will from 1 to 5 because we said less or equal to 5. So it starts with a 1. And since is equal is included, so it will do it. And each time it will make an increment by 1 till then when at the end of the 5 here, when x was 5, we executed this statement. However, at the end of this, it will be 6, so it will not go anymore to this loop in this case. Okay, let's continue. This is what we said the main difference between the while loop and do while, that the while loop will not go to execute any statement before to check the condition, while the do while, it will execute the statement and then check the condition. So here we name it zero trip because if at the beginning the condition is not satisfied, suppose that x was 6, so there will be zero trip, zero statement to be executed. However, here in the do while, it will execute the statement and then we'll go to double check here what's taking place here. So I think here we will have almost the same as what we have before. But let's take us another example here. So this example, we start with x1 equals 0, and we will do and take care that the condition is x greater than 5. So what is the output for this statement in this case, for this piece of code? Perfect. Toshnat, go ahead.
Yeah, so it will execute one time.
So what will be the output?
Yeah, it will like print two echo statement with the 0 at the increment number.
Perfect. So it will be increment number equals 0, hello world. Yes. Thank you so much. So as we can see here, that the condition from the beginning is not satisfied, but because we use do while, which is a one trip, so do while always will execute at least one time the set of statement related to it. So here, the condition is x greater than 5, even though the x less than 5, we will go to execute this, and then we will go to double check the condition. This is why we have this is being already once a time. There's no anymore is okay. So now what about for loop? The for loop is also, you are familiar with it. Also, I think that is the same like other programming language. You have initialized counter, and then you have condition for this counter and incremental for it. So it differs from the while loop, that in the while loop, if you want to use the counter increment or decrement will be part from the statements related to the loop. However, here in the header, we have to do all stuff concerning the counter. So it will give us the same like a while, but with different format. That we will go out here to initialize it. Let's say equal to 5, here plus plus. So we expect here, it is the same when we to go ahead here doing the while, but here we start with 1, here we start with 0. So the for loop and the while will be the same, just the main difference in this case will be the main difference will be only about that going ahead declare everything concerning the counter as the same at the header of the for loop. Ria, are you here, Ria? Can you hear me, Ria? Ria Gill.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. I have a question for you, because I can see here in the chat that there is your account Ria, and then there is another one request to join another Ria. So you are now connecting, not using the UFV. Just I want to know why it will give me this in the list.
No, I'm not trying to connect from another account.
So this is a UFV account?
Yes.
Are you sure about it?
Yes, I checked it.
So if I will make a request join now for you for the other one that appeared to me, what appeared to you now?
I don't see any change.
Strange. Because here it gives me suggestion. Normally it gives me suggestion for the other people in the channel that they are not connected. So your name is within this.
I don't know why that's happening.
It's okay. I don't know also what's happening. It's okay. Just want to check it with the team. No worry, we'll be back soon to the campus. Hope so. So loop control, so far what we know about it, also from other programs, the break and continue. So break exit the loop immediately. The continue will finish the actual or exit from the actual iteration and jump to the next iteration, not exit the whole loop. Let's take example. So if you go here, we can see here we have a for loop and we have a break. So anyone will tell me what is the output here? Arshdeep, yeah, go ahead. You are muted.
So the answer is going to be count 1 till 5 and then done.
So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I guess so.
I need more. Yeah, Sarnash.
Sir, I think you should put my name up.
I do it now for kidding. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So it'll be all the numbers from 1 to 600 except the 5.
So yeah, perfect. Yes, I agree with you. Thank you so much. So it will be count 1, 2, 3. Can you tell us why?
Because after it's equivalent to 5, the code breaks and it goes out of the for loop.
Okay, if I have here mentioned not a break, as we said here, we can. If I mention continue, what will happen?
Nothing.
So it will be the same output?
It will go on from 5. And then it'll have the if. Okay, it'll echo some.
Wait. I agree. First, let's talk about the break. So when we talk about a break, it will exit the whole loop.
Yeah.
So this what happened that when we go here to the count was 5. So it will exit the whole loop. Where the loop here, it is a loop from here to here. This is a loop. So it will go to this line, equal done, and this is what happened here. So what about if we have here continue?
Oh, then it'll just say count equals count colon space 5.
So it will continue count 6 till we will have 600 in this
600,
case.
yeah.
It will not make execution for this line when the count will be equal 5. So this is the main difference between break and continue. Break will stop the loop. Continue will stop the actual iteration and will jump to the next iteration. In this case, the next iteration will be 6 if we're here at 5. Arshdeep, do you have a question or you? Oh, it's okay. I will. Yeah.
No, sir, I don't. Yeah.
Oh, just it's okay. I have already lowered your hand.
Okay.
Okay, now let's continue with this is the example that we have already talked about continue. So here, if we will go to the output, we can see the output as we said before. So there is no 5 here. And we'll jump to the next one to the 6. And since we have the loop control is less or equal to 10. So it go to 10 and then we're done. So we skip only one iteration when the count equals 5 in this case. Conversion casting. So the last time we talked about is this. We will talk more about it, or we have more example about it. Here, when we talk about the casting here, we talk about automatic casting, or we can do our manual casting. Let's see an example about this. So here, we declare a variable 56, and then variable B 20. We said C, A divided by B. So we didn't say for C how it will be, but since we have a division, it will go to the float 1. So what do we expect here? This is equal what we will have here. So anyone can tell me what is we have the first equal here. So equal will print something for us. What it will print here? I need to pick somebody else also. People here, we have always to wake them up. Parnit, are you here, Parnit? Parnit, are you here?
Hello.
Yeah, how are you today, Parnit?
I'm good. How are you?
Have you already taken your coffee?
Hello?
Have you already taken your coffee?
Yeah.
So you are full concentrated with us today.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead. So what will print for us this equal in this case?
So it will be 56 divided by 12.
Yes. So what will be the format here? How it will print it?
Like it will be the floating number.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. It will be floating number. Can you stay with me and help me more?
Yeah, sure.
So let's go to this line. So here we will have D equal 100. We put it in double quotation, double quote. And here we said plus 36.2 of plus true. So if we print here D, what it will print it here?
Yeah, it will be 136.25.
Can you tell me again?
136.25.
Okay, no one is hearing us here, so I can cheat you. It is incorrect.
But as we learned in the first lecture,
yes. You did part of it correct. So if we said if there is addition, the last lecture, and then it will make automatic casting. So the automatic casting, the 100 here as a string, it will take it the numeric value for this Parnit, it will be 100.
yeah.
You agree on this?
Yes.
Plus 36, 136. What about the true one?
It will be 0.
Why?
Because it's like it's a string and we are doing here arithmetic operation.
Do you see it here as string as like this?
No, but it has the value that is not a numerical. So
you are correct. But what about Boolean? True and false.
Yeah, it's a Boolean. So
if it is Boolean, true, normally we will do it as a 1, and false, we will do it as a 0. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do agree.
So it would be 137 in this case, 0.25.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think that as a Boolean, so that's why I did mistake.
No worry. I don't expect you that you know this. It's okay. So here it will be the same, here and here, D1, D2. Whatever this is we can use it, but it is meaningless because we said go ahead and make it is string, but no need to it because whenever it is within the echo will take the output and make a concatenation with other string and print it as a string. Arshdeep, do you have a question or you raise your hand to want to participate?
It was just to participate. I forgot to lower my hand.
No worry, don't worry about it. Okay. Now I need more volunteers about this. It's too easy one. Who will be volunteer or I have to pick somebody else? Okay, I will pick somebody else. So I was with Parinit. Let's about with Pavinit now. So their name is similar. Pavinit and are you here? Pavinit, can you hear me? Okay, it seems Pavinit not here.
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I can hear you. I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So Parnit and Pavinit, there is difference between the meaning of the two names?
It's Pavneet.
Yeah, Pavnit. What about Parnit?
Oh, I don't know.
Ah, so I don't know because you clicked her name was Parnit, so I thought that maybe there's some similarity in the meaning. There is nothing to do with this, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Pavnit. Help me here.
The answer would be here 8.9.
8.9. Okay, can I cheat here? It is incorrect. Can you rethink about it? Okay, I will take Alexander to help us in this. Stay with us, Pavnit, about it. Go ahead, Alexander.
Would it print out 8?
Can you say it again?
Would it print out 8?
8. You are correct. Why?
Because it's an integer, so it's not going to be a floating number. Or it won't have a decimal value.
Yeah, but yes, it is integer. It's not a floating number. I have a question for you. If I didn't do it like this, it will be 8.9, yeah?
Yeah.
So this is we name it that we will enforce casting. What I want you to learn from this is that either you will keep it for your compiler like here to make automatic casting, or you can enforce a casting as we did here, that we change this double one to an integer, and since it is, we use this as a casting, so it will be 9. 9 minus 1, it will be 8. So it will print it 8. Yes, thank you so much. Can you stay with us, Alexander?
Yeah.
So let's go out here. So what will be here?
It would print Sam, like the word Sam, and then 25.
So it will be Sam and 25?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No. Can you reconsider your answer? This is, by the way, we have already discussed it last time. And now Parneet, I think so, she talked about it again. So let me help you, Alexander, in this. So whenever we have, this is addition, yeah?
Yeah.
And this is a numeric value. So your interrupter, we name it interrupter, we said in PHP, not a compiler. Your interrupter will say, okay, I have here an addition and I have a numeric value. So I will go to see what is a numeric value for this. If it is alphabet, what would be the numeric value in this case? As an alphabet, what is the numeric value for the string?
Would it be 3?
Sam, as a numeric value equals 3, so this one, you said it has a 3. Why? I don't know.
It's 3 letters.
Yeah, but this is not how we can consider the numeric value. So if it will be 100 like this, because since it have a number within this double quote, we said it is a numeric value 100. But as an alphabet, it doesn't have any numeric value, so its numeric value is 0. 0 plus 25, so it would be 25 in this case.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead to the last one. So, Alexander.
Yeah.
Let's finish with this. So, what do you expect here, the output in this case?
This time, for the period, does it put both Sam and then 25 together?
So if you see that here, we make here concatenation.
Yeah.
So we are not talking about addition here.
Right.
So there is no need to make a casting and get this number. So since it's concatenation, so we consider it as a string value, and this is also we consider a string value. So in this case, it would be Sam 25.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alexander. Thank you so much for others. I'm sorry, there are some people here, there was like Mank Insan and somebody else who were raising their hand. So don't worry. We will have many exercises to discuss it with each other later. So it was this case, as we here discussed, this is the output based on our discussion. The main reason or the main motivation for this example to let you understand that either you will enforce a special, like here we enforce a special casting, or there will be implicit casting or automatic casting. Your interrupter will take care for this. Here it have a concatenation, so it will go to make them both are string. Here we have an addition, it will consider the numeric value for all partners here. As I said here, this is, we name it, this is explicit, or we enforce a casting. Here we will make implicit casting, the interrupter will make automatic casting in this case. So now this is very important subject and a new subject that we are going to talk about it. And this is another difference between this is scripting language PHP and other desktop programming language that we have already know about it. When I said scripting language, Python is a scripting language, PHP is a scripting language, JavaScript is a scripting language. But normally it's well known that scripting language, it will be less restrictive. So high-level desktop application language, it will be more restricted. Scripting language, it will be less restrictive. And PHP, it's less, PHP and Python also in the same level. They will be less restrictive concerning to other languages. Normally we know about array, so either in Java or C++, that you can create an array. What mean by array, by the way? What is an array? Ali volunteer to tell me about array? I want to pick David. David, are you here?
I'm not sure.
I think that you want to tell me that you are not here. So you are here, but you are not sure about what is an array.
I couldn't describe it in words very well. I don't.
Okay, Ria, she uses us. She will help us. I will take her. But first, tell me whatever you know about what is an array in general. Well, I'm not talking about PHP array. What is an array? You should be familiar with this before, yeah?
Yeah,
David?
so is it? Oh, sorry.
No, stay with us. Just I want to finish. David, are you familiar with an array?
I would probably need a refresher, and then it would come back to me. But at
No worry. Ria will help you on this. Go ahead, Ria.
So an array is defined as a collection of variables with the same data type.
Perfect. And you give me a very nice definition that I really need. Thank you so much. Ria said an array is set of variables. I will say it as again, set of values that they belong to the same type. This is what we know about so far about array. But here, array in PHP doesn't mean that all these values that they are in the same container should have the same type. This means that in the same array, we can have different types. We said how it is. It's like the same when we talk about variable. We said variable can have different type. We don't have to declare a type for a variable, and we can put any type of a value. So in Java or C++, we go ahead normally when we talk about array, we will say, okay, we have an array set of values. So either we will have an integer array, we will have a string array. Suppose we have an integer array. So we will have different integer values here, 2, 6. Let me redraw it in a better way. So when we talk about integer array, we will have set of integer values like 2, 5, 6, 8. So this array, it has a 4 element, and it is an integer array. And normally we will give, like in Java, for example, we will give an indices for each value. So to be index 1, index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. And if the array name x, we will say x0, which means that it will equal 2. x1 will equal 5. So an array is set of values that have a special type, and all should have a type. This is what so far we know about an array. Here, not like this. Here, it is also a set of values, but we can have in the same set different type of values. We don't have to have the same type of value. This is the first main difference. The second one, and also it is very important, that also in other programming language, it is a must to have an integer indices, like here index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each value, it has an index, and a numeric index, integer one. So the first one, it has index 0, the second one, 1. Here in PHP, we have something we name it associative array, which means that we can give it as an integer index for the values here, and also we can give it a special index that we want to put it to here. For example, we can have here an index x, not 0. And we can have an index omega, not 2 or not 1. This is why we name it associative array, which means if you have a set of values, again, they don't have to be the same type, and each value, either you will keep an index as integer 1, or you give another index. We will not name it anymore an index, we name it a key. Like here, so I will have a key x had a value 2. So in this case, if we want to define an array in PHP, we will say an array is a set of key and value associated to each other. This is why we use the word associative array. So rather than having like other programming language that each value has an associated index, and these are indices that are consecutive and integer, here we can keep it like here, or we can assign or associate for each value a special key that we will choose it. So this is, so PHP, it can have an index array like here, and it can have associative array also. Like here. So here we said, and it's very easy to create an array. There is many ways to create an array, and also very easy. So here we said stuff array, which means we're creating an array. And whenever we use this format, which means this is the key, if we use this format, this is not the key, sorry. It will be here, this is a value 1, and this is a value 2. Which means stuff, it has two value here, high and there. So far I didn't use a key. If I don't use a key, it will take the index 1. So this will have an index 0 and index 1. If I echo stuff printed out, it will print there in this case. The other example here, I can create an array without giving, by the way, here's an array. When I create an array, I don't have to declare also the size of the array. I just say array. This variable will resemble an array. So in this case, then I said, okay, put stuff like this, hello, stuff, hello world. So again, it will put here, hello. It's too easy to do it. You don't have, so if you don't give a key, or you don't give which index, it will go automatically. So this will put in the first available index, and this is the second available index. So in this case, when I go ahead, equal stuff 1, this is index 0, this is index 1. So far, this is, we can name it as indexed array. Similar to the array that we know about it. However, we don't have to declare a type, we don't have to declare a size for this array. Now this is the associative key. In this case, like we see here, rather than go ahead and just give the value here, and then automatically we'll give an integer indices for these values, here we'll do it like, no. For each value, we will use this arrow sign. When you are going to write it in your IDE, you use this arrow sign equal and greater sign. So both of them will make a arrow operator. So here I can say name Ismail, and then I can set call CIS245. In this case, the array will look like this. It will not be anymore indexed array, it will be associative array. I have two elements. The first element, it has a key name, and it has a value Ismail. The second element have a course as a key, and has a value CIS245. So this is the first one. This is a key, and this is a value, and we have two elements here. This is element 1, this is element 2. The difference between here also we have a 2 element. However, we have high and there. And these 2 elements here have index 0 and 1 because we didn't give a key, so it will be automatically give the integer indices. Here, no. We give it a key value. So this is now, we name it associative array. And when we set to go to pick a value, we have to give the key for this value. For example, here we are going to pick this value, so we are going to send a key. here we send the index because it is in index array. Here we are going to send the key because it is an associative array in this case. And this is, by the way, is very important. Later we will see this and you can understand more why it is very important. It is very important when you are going to work with the database system, because your database, it will be a set of tables. And this table has different column and the column has different header. We'll talk about it later. So having this associative array, it let us work with database in an easier way. We will talk about it later. So now, okay, sometimes I need to dump the value of the array, which means to print out the content of an array. So there is a special, there's two special methods already being defined in PHP. The first one is the print underscore R. Print underscore R, we will go ahead, for example, if you have an array, like here, this array, it has two values that have a key and a value. So two elements, it has a key and a value. So if I said print R, it will go print R for me. Normally, we will use these functions more we as a programmer. We use these functions to for debugging, for example. Sometimes we need to see what's taking place inside our course. We want to print out the content of this array. Another variable that another method, sorry, that we can use it is stuff array. This is another one, print R. Also, this is the same one. Whenever here, if it is associative array, it will print the key and value. And if I use it, and here I have indexed array, so it just print the index value the same, rather than the key in this case. So the other one will be dump, var dump. The main difference between var dump and this one, that when you use var dump, it will, like here, this is a print output. This is a var dump output. If you can see the main difference, it gives me more information, not only about the values and the key, and also the how many elements I have in this array, and also what is the type of this element based on what the value was assigned. Like here, it will tell me that I have two elements, and then we will have here, this is a string and this is a string, and then we will have here, and this is the first one we will have. I said, sorry, this is in here, this where we go, this is here is one. We will have 1, 3, 4, 6. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this value has 6 characters. So it also print to me how many characters we will have for these values. So var dump, it will give me more information about the content, not just only the values and the key about this. It's very important that you understand the concept about associative array. Maybe I'm quite sure they are not familiar with it, but as I said, this is one of the main difference between PHP and other programming languages that you all got familiar with it in the previous courses. So this is also when we have to make more, another example how to use var dump in this case. Now I'm more interested if I want to make a looping in array, because so far what we know, if it is index array, so I can make a for integer and make a counter based on the number of elements in the array. This is what we did before in other courses, in other programming language. What about if I have a key and a value? How I can make a loop for this array? Because I don't have an integer index to make a looping within the array. In this case, I can use the for each like this. The for each will say, okay, suppose that I have this associative array. This associative array it has 2 elements. This is the key and this is a value. Key, value, key, value. So, and then we will go, the for each will say, okay, stuff as a key v, which means that the key will resemble each will resemble each key in each element, because let me first redraw it as we did before. So as according to here, this array declaration, we will have this name. I will write only the first letter, and we will have here C which is the course, and we have a value Ismail I, and then we'll have another C, which is the CIS 245. I will write CIS here. So if I want to go to the loop to print out all the values, so the loop will go element by element. If it will have if we will have 0, 1, so we can use for loop or for while loop, and we will go stuff. For example, if I go to the for, if I have index I 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. This is if I have indexed array with indices, and I can print stuff I. However, here I have a key value, so I can't use this loop. I can use this another format of the loop for each. I said staff as key v, which means that for each element, that this variable will resemble the key and this variable will resemble the value. And then said, okay, echo key k val v, which means that each time echo key equal the value of k now. What is the value of k now? If I will be in the first iteration, the value of k will be name. What is the value of v will be Ismail. In the next iteration, the value of k will be false and the value of v will be CIS. So we set for each, which means that for each iteration in this case. So this is the output, how it will be in this case. There is more function that you can use it for the array. Do you want do you want to take a break or not? So, and you should know that we have today also, we need almost maybe 10 to 15 minutes to finish, but also we have a group work. Today we will practice a group work with each other. So I will give you the option break 10 minutes. However, I will give you 10 minutes. I will not make a voting for this because I need you to refresh your mind. You start, Stanish, you start, it's the thumbs up. So, okay, we will be back. It is according to my clock now, 12:32. I will give you 8 minutes in order to be. So we will back 12:40. I will keep the session recording, so just I will make myself a mute and close the camera. So 12:40, be back, because we are going to practice group work with each other. So see you after 8 minutes. Go ahead, drink some water, maybe prepare a coffee, whatever it is. I will do this also. See you after 8 minutes. Hi guys. Are you here? I have my coffee with me. So I need 5 thumbs up to know that I have some people with me here. I have 1, so I need more 4 guys. So Alexander, another 1. So I have 2 so far. David, also Pavnit. So how I need more, 1 more. 1 more thumbs up. Are we R4 here only? Ria, thanks so much. Okay, you can see my screen here, guys. Okay, perfect. So we before we go to the break, we said that we can use dump or print R to print out the content of the associative array, and we talked about how we can make a loop within associative array. There are more functions that they are predefined function. What do we mean by predefined function? That you can just go ahead and call them to use them with an array after you have already declared in PHP. The first one is count. So count will return to you the size of this array. Again, there is no predefined size, which means that you don't have to define the size of your array when you are going to create an array. Just create an array and put whatever data you want in it. Either it will be index array or associative array. No predefined size is needed. But after you insert some value, sometimes you need, if it is index array, you need to make, for example, a loop based on the number of the values. So you can call the function count, it will return for you. And since the variable of an array, sometimes it will be somehow like a normal variable. It is a normal variable that is a point of an array. And so there is a function named isArray, will tell you this variable. Is it resemble an array? Yes, no. So it will retain Boolean true, false isArray. The other we can using for sorting an array. So sort A, it will sort array AR. It will use to sort the array based on the value. And after this sorting, you will lose the key. So it will be more as an index array. The key sort, this is for associative array. You will not lose the key. However, you will sort based on the key, which means the value, which means the key value, but not the value of the element. For example, when we talk about here, we will see about this array. We will see about in the example. A sort, it will sort by value, keeping key association. Shuffle, it will shuffle your value randomly in your array. Let's see some example about this. Let's take this example. So here we can see we create an array, just an array. It can be indexed, it can be associative. And then I start putting a key value. So it is an associative. I declare here a key, I associate to it a value, I create another key, associate to it a value. So if I said print count, it will print 2 to me because we said count will return the number of element in array. Again, don't forget that always we can use HTML content, HTML tags within the echo one. So isArray, this is another function as we isArray. So we make if condition, and it is array because ZA we defined it as an array. So we said if array echo ZA is an array, ZA is an array. And then we said else this will not be printed because it is an array. Then we declare a variable, we name it ZB123. And then we said echo isArray ZB. So echo isArray ZB, which means if echo ZB is an array, else you see this ternary? You remember it? We said ternary means that if print, else print. So if ZB is an array, if this is true, which means that in this case, that B is an array, else print that B is not an array, echo BR. Let's take more. So in this example, we see how we can use is array here and count. And we also practice the ternary one that we talked about at the beginning of the lecture about it. So this is another example. We use print underscore R that we talked about it. So print underscore R will not print so much detail. Here we'll have a 3 element, and each element we associate a key and a value. Print R. Here we print R at the beginning will print this, because it is an associative array. We said print underscore R will print forget this now, because I can see Arshidib that he's looking here. So don't look here, look here now. So when we go ahead to print underscore R, it will print here. Why? Because we have already declared an array. It is an associative array. So print R will print the key values, key values, key values. So now we said make a sort for this. So this is we have already sort. If we return here, we said sort the array based on the array values, lose the key. What does this mean? So here sort array will sort the array based on the values. What is the values? Ismail, CIS, PHP. So if we go to this, you know that the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So in this case will be CIS at the beginning to be the first element. And here Ismail to be the second and PHP the third. Because we use sort, we will lose the key and we will have now numeric index. So when we print R, we will print underscore R, we will get this. This is what we mean by sorting based on the value and lose the key. Again, we use sort. So there are more sort we can use it, K sort and A sort. Let's see how we can use them, both of them. So here, there's another example. So again, we create an array, we name it ZA. It is an associative array. We insert 3 elements in this array. This is the first element, this is the second, this is the third. And each, yeah, Ramnik, do you have a question? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, why was the CIS
yeah, but
245?
sorry, Ramnik. I'm sorry for disturbing you. But a note for all of you that whenever you have a question, don't go ahead and write something. Raise your hand if you don't have a mic, and then I can go to the chatting. Because sometimes when you write a chatting, well, I have a full screen, I can't see it. But when somebody raises his hand, I can see that there is somebody raising his hand. So if you have a question and don't have a mic, just in this case, raise your hand and then write something so I can double check what you have already written in this case. Sorry, Ramni, go ahead again.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, why was the CIS 245, it came first, then Ismail, and then PHP?
Yeah, because we are sorting according to this value. This value is, as the values, they are string value or numeric values.
String.
Here. So if you want to sort string, how you sort string?
Alphabetically.
Yeah, so C came before I, and I came before P.
Got it.
Sorry? Thank you so much. Yeah, sure. You are always welcome. So returning here, so again, we create a ZA array. So ZA name, course, topic. So we have this key and this values. And then we said, print all underscore. So it will print the 3 elements with this key and their values. We use here the K sort. Again, remember, K sort by key. So retaining here. So this is K sort, then another print. So this will be the output. Sorry. This will be the output of K sort. Ramnik, do you still have a question, or you raised your hand, still raising your hand from the... Okay. So K-sort in this case, we are going to sort based on the key. So what is the key? Name, course, topic. Okay. So the C comes first. So this element will be the first element. What is the element? The element and the value in this case. Course, CIS. Then after C come N. So it will be name, Ismail. And then the last one would be T, topic, and PHP. So here the array, how it will be after we make sorting based on the key. The main difference here that we are sorting by going to the key. We are not sorting by going to the values in this case. And we keep the key when we use the K-sort. Let's now see if we are going to sort based on the here A sort. Okay, there's two sort based on the values, sort and A sort. Sort will sort based on the values as we have already seen. However, we will lose the key and we will have an index. In this case, we will have an index key rather than the key we will have it. Or we will have now an index array. The A sort, no, we will keep the key, not like the sort one, and we will sort based on the values. So the values CIS24 came for at the beginning, then Ismail, then topic, and then we will keep the associated key for them. So the main difference between A sort and key and sort, both they work in the values. However, the sort, we will lose the key, it will be an integer indices. The A sort, we will keep the key and just we will sort the element based on the values. And then we will associate the same key as they have before we start this sorting procedure. The last point we'll discuss today is a multidimensional array. All of you that are familiar also with a multidimensional array. The one-dimensional array that, as we've seen here, that you will have one element, either it have a 0, 1, or it will have a key 1, key 2. And each element will have a value 1, value 2. So this is first element and this is second element. However, in multidimensional array, we will have array of an array. So we will have here key either it can be an index key or can be a key. However, we will not have here a value, we will have another array in this case. As we see here, class V has an array this, class 5, class 4, class 6, sorry, it have another one, class 7, it has another array. So multi-dimensional array, rather than have set of values, we have set of arrays. This is a multi-dimensional array, how it works. Okay, guys, so this is another one. How we can access, okay, we create this multi-dimensional array, we name it class. So how we can access this? We can access it by giving the key and then giving the index of the array associated for this key. In this case, the output will be Alex here. So Alex will have this output here. So sorry, this one, it would be here because here we'll have index 0, 1, 2. So we said class V will go to this key and then print the index 1, which is the second element in this case. It will be Alex in this case. So this is how we can create a multi-dimensional array and how we can access this. I will go to a very small example with you before we'll go, so small exercise, before I break you down to different rooms and we will practice this. And before we go to the group exercise, I will tell you for later how we are going to manage the group exercise. Let's finish this. So write a PHP script. I'm saying this because based on this, we are going to make a group work exercise. So write a PHP script using nested for loops. So we have loop within another loop. that create a chessboard as shown below. So you will use PHP to create this chessboard, which means that when you print out this or when you run this PHP code, you will have a chess code, a chess. So this is a PHP file. Suppose it is index.php. I create a title if I want, no title, no title. So I said here, I will write here a header, a heading, I name it chessboard using nested for loop. You are all familiar with the table from HTML. You should have already know. You are, as I said from the beginning of this course, I'm expected that all of you finish CIS 145. So all of you that are familiar with all HTML tags. So we create a table here. And then now we are going to fill this table using a PHP script. As we said from the beginning, your interrupter in the server will keep the HTML code as it is. The PHP script, it will execute it. The output will send it within the HTML code that it is with the other HTML tags that you have in the same file. So what should I have here? So I said you as for loop. So we are creating, if you want to create this table as a HTML code, so we will create different rows. And in each row, we'll have TD, which means TR, and each TR will have different TD. So we will have here 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we also have 8, 1 here. So we will, you see that we will make a loop to create TR and TD. So what will be here? What is missed here? Let's start. Any volunteer here? I said, I give you a hint. Use table what's like this, height and what's, and then go ahead. Okay. To Shant.
Yes. So in the first blank, it will be 4.
Yes.
And the second, it will be echo.
Perfect. I will go to Sahib. Maybe Sahib, are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here. Sorry, I was gonna say the same thing. The 4 in the echo, and then I believe the next one will be an if statement.
If here? Do you see this is an if statement?
Oh, okay, never mind. That'll probably be a while.
Yeah, because let's go to the logic of the code. So you go to the for loop to create the rows.
Yeah.
For each loop and each row you create different columns. So you need for each row or each iteration another loop. So it will be 4.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the next one. Next one, I think that would be if. It seems like it'd be an if statement.
Yes. So, Arshdeep, do you want to continue the last one? You are muted, Arshdeep.
Echo TR slash, I guess. Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. Perfect. Yes. So now we will have this this group work exercise. So similar to this, you are going to create a PHP script and you run it. So you will have a web page. This web page will continue these numbers. For sure, you'll not do it manual, but you have to use some loops that we have already learned today in order to create this as we did here. You see, we will do it like this. We will do it as a game. So I will break you down to different groups. So, and then you are going, I will sort you based on what you finish, which means that suppose you are going to, we will have 80 groups now. And then each group will tell me we finished. So I will make a remark here. And then the first 3-1 that they said we are finished. And if I will go one by one based on who will finish first. So if suppose that group A finish first, and then I will double check their code. If their code is everything working, they will all the members in this group will take a plus on the assignment grade. It's a bonus one. I will keep it as a bonus one. And if A doesn't have the correct code, I will go to the B one. The B group, it will be the second one that finish after A. If not, I will go to the C one, and then I will not go anymore. So I will break you down to different groups now. And I will share with you the PDF for today's lecture because you need it. Okay? And then, as I said, I will join you in different groups and you can chat with me, any group chat with me that they finished. Just I will take a remark that you are finished to make this list who finished first. And then we will go to the lobby, which is the main room. I don't know if you are familiar with the rooms in the Microsoft team. When I will break you down to different groups, all of us will leave the main room where we are now. And when I will close the room, you will be automatically returned back to the main room. Breaking down the rooms will be arbitrary, randomly. I will not choose. And you will not have the choice to choose your colleagues in the room. Okay, are you ready? Let me first, before you break you down to, I will stop sharing my screen. I will save it. I will save a copy without the solution. I will share it with you in the chat here that all of you have an access. And then I will break you down to different rooms. Give me just 1 second to make a PDF version from this one. Be well prepared about it. Lectures today, so it will be lecture 2. I will go to this lecture 2. I have just 2 because the solution is mentioned here. So I will delete the solution. I will save the PDF. Do I have somebody start chatting? Is nested photos? No, just a second. So PDF, save. Okay. I have it here. I will share it now in the chat. So all of you have an access for this. Attach. Upload from my computer. It will be UFV CS24 lecture 2. I send it now. So if you go to the chat, you can see the PDF file. So you should all have an access for this. Now I will break you down all to different groups. I think we are here 18 plus 4, 22. So let me 22. Let's suppose that we have 6. If we break it down to 6, almost we will have 4. So let's break it to 5 groups. 5, 4, yeah. I will automatically create it to 5 groups. So now I will open the group. So you will be automatically remove some here and go there. So yeah, it will start opening now the groups. I will be with you. I will go ahead and make a round with different groups. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Yes, wait. मयंक कितना लीव कर गया
Hello. यार की ये सब तो पहले लिखी बैठा हेलो की कमा सर सेंड मी टू रूम सोनू शो हो रहा है मेरे मैसेज ਉਹ ਵੀ ਹੋਲਡ ਤੇ ਆ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੈਂਡ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੋਨੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੈਗੇ? ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ ਹੈ। ਯਾਰ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਡ ਲਿਖ ਲਿਆ ਯਾਰ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਇਕੱਲਾ ਬੈਠਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਾਂ। ਮੈਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਕਰਾਂ? ਤਾਈ ਤਾਂ ਇਕੱਲਾ ਬੈਠਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਰੂਮ 'ਚ, ਇਕੱਲਾ ਹੀ ਮਾਈਕ ਔਨ ਕਰ। ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਭਾਈ ਦੀ ਔਨ ਹੋਲਡ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਾਰੀ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਮਰੇ।
What's up with you both guys?
Hello, actually when I was sharing my screen and I accidentally got kicked out of the room, so I don't know.
Me too.
Let me see how I can do it again. More. First, let's start with you, Miyank. Insan, so in which room you were?
Actually, we both were in the same room.
Room number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can see you are still there.
No, actually I was sharing the screen and I don't know why this happened.
Yes.
You are still assigned, so you can rejoin it.
How? From there I could rejoin. Could you tell please?
Yeah, because when I try to reassign you, I can see that you are assigned still. So just you can see there's here the room, then you can go ahead and join it again.
No, from where I could join, could you tell that?
You can join? Do you remember what is the room?
Yeah, I think 5. Group number 5.
So the 5 there, I can see that you are in the 5.
No, but I am in the lobby right now.
Yeah, then you can go ahead and join. You can see the room list.
No.
The person is not in the meeting. Ask to join. Like I will send you an invitation to join.
Okay.
Do you receive something?
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it.
And I will Again.
Hi.
Actually went silent over there. I couldn't hear you.
So I have two groups here today finished. Group 1 and group 5. One finished before 5. So we will go to 1. If 1 doesn't have a correct solution, we will go to 5.
Okay.
So it seems that group 5, they are asking God and praying that group 1 will not have a correct solution. Okay, so we are all here back. So I will ask one of the members of group 1 to share his screen and show us what he has done it. So since you are telling the truth, Saranj, so I'm saying your name in a correct way. Go ahead, Saranj. Okay. So, but can you zoom? I know that you have problem with, you told me, the NetBeans, so this is why you use an online compiler. So yeah, perfect. Yeah, zoom it like this. Do you have a mic? Can you discuss it for us, the code?
Yeah, it's a basic nested for loop.
Yes.
We have the rows and columns, and then we just multiply the row with the column.
So let us discuss it with the other. So why you need two nested loops? Why?
Because it's a table, and because the numbers are it's 1 to 10, and then it's basically just a table of numbers, like
Okay.
2 to 20 and 3 to 30.
Perfect. So yes, can you go ahead? So the first loop you create the row, and we need 10 rows. So you have a loop for 10 rows. So the first loop will create the tr HTML tag, which is the row, and then for each row you create 10 td, which is the columns, and in each td you put the loop index, which is the values.
Yeah, so we multiply the row with the number of columns. So I've added the row and the columns along with it.
And then so
that it's easier.
Yeah, I see. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. Yeah, but what about 1? You put it here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10.
Yeah, that's for the rows and columns, the extra rows and columns.
You have extra rows. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So you have an extra one.
Yeah. This is just the rows and the columns.
Okay, but I didn't ask for you, but I will accept this.
I put it for myself just to make sure that I was doing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so group 1 today, they are the winner today. I will put your name in the bonus list. And this bonus, I will not add it now to the assignment. I will add it later when I will deliver the final grade. So I will go to people that they have bonus. I see if they, and then I can add bonus to their assignment grade in order before I will deliver the final grade of this course. So I will have a bonus file, and we keep it with me, and we will do the same when we back in the university. By the way, maybe the next week, maybe we'll be in the university or not, because they told us till 23 we'll be back. So we should be next week there. But I don't know how is the environment of the class where we will be in the university. They told me that they have a PHP or Apache installed, but I didn't double check. So I prefer that you will have your laptops with you for the first lecture to see if the environment, everything okay. And later, if you are satisfied with the computer and the university and the environment, everything okay, so you don't have to have your laptops again. So for the next week, I hope that we will be in the university, in the campus. I'm very excited to see you there. I will recommend that you will have your own laptops with you for this lecture. We will, as you see, that we always were going to practice exercises in the whole lectures. So And I will share the code. If you want, I can go ahead and share it again now, this code. Let me share my screen again. So you can see here, this is sharing a screen. So this is the code that, the simpler code that Saransh had already discussed with us. So just should have two loops. The first one will create the TR1, which is as Saransh and his colleagues has already done. So the first one we create a TR, and then for each TR we have to create another columns, and then we put columns times row, the values, and then we will echo 10 columns per row, and we put this multiplication value as a value for this column, and then we will make echo untable after we finish the loop. So this is a very nice example how we can use the HTML code within the PHP one, and how we use the for loops in the PHP to create this web pages as we have already said today. So guys, as I said, we are expected to be back. Else we received an email from the administration saying that we will not be back. I hope that so far what they announced to all of us, that we are going to be back. As I said, I recommended the first day we will have our own laptops with us. And if anyone has any question or feedback for today's lecture, I will be happy to listen for you today. If you don't have any feedback or any question, I need 3 thumbs up to leave, or we will stay.
Get out.
Sorry? Did you say something? Yeah, this is the first thumbs up. So I need more thumbs up to leave today, telling me that you want to leave. So I have only 1 thumbs up. So it seems that we will stay here. I will get another coffee with you. I said that give me thumbs up to leave. People here, they want to stay. So only Ashdeep is giving thumbs up. So we will stay here. Guys, you got my point. I said, if you want us to stay and you have more questions, you can stay. If not, I need thumbs up. So give me 2 more thumbs up to leave. I can't see any thumbs up. So, yeah, thumbs up, 3 thumbs up. Okay, guys, if you still have any more questions, you can just drop me an email or join the virtual office hour. Take care and stay safe, and see you next week. Yeah. Bye-bye. I will share with you the recorded session. Thank you all. Take care. Stop recording.